soul, soul to soul, soul to soul. Soul to soul, 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 soul to soul.
Give a lot of time to improvement of yourself, then there is no time to criticize others. Hello and welcome to Soul Talk Show. This is Pooja and today we have with us again Sister Kashisha from Indonesia. She's been practicing Raj Yoga meditation for the past 12 years. Welcome Sister Kashisha.
Hi, how are you? Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. In the last episode we discussed that how you got introduced to Brahmakumaris and then you got married and you have 2 children. Sister, please tell us something more about yourself. Is your husband also into knowledge?
No, he's not.
So is it possible for you to maintain balance between your spiritual life as well as your married life?
Yes, I eventually have learned the art to do this because I manage my time very well. I'm very particular about what I'm doing on what time because that's important. If you're not particular about your time, then then you might have issues with, you've got some incomplete work at home and then you can't manage things. But I'm very particular about what I do at what time and what all needs to be done in this day. And so by doing that, I manage. And especially, I think when you tell Baba, or you remember God and you tell him that, I need to do this, this and this, and you have to help me, I think you can do 100 things at one go and your efficiency increases. So I think that the early morning meditation, it really peps me and brings me to the rest of the day like fresh, even though I've been tired from the last night or from the events that have been going on. But after the early morning class and the meditation, I feel bliss. I feel much energy and power within me to carry on for the rest of the day.
Do you really relate to God in your practical life? How do you do that?
Yeah, I try to apply the relationship of God with God in different forms. Like if I feel that today I'm a little, I need to share something, so I will make him my friend and I will share things with him. If there's anything whatsoever, I will share it with him. And it makes me feel lighter. It makes me feel like there's somebody listening. And somehow or the other, I always feel if you have a certain emotion or a certain bhavna that you call it towards God, then it will come back to you. The fruit will come back to you because he will communicate to you through some medium or some nice spiritual soul, and you will get your answers. So this is what happens to me, and this makes me curious to go for the class every morning because I want to see what he's going to say today. I want to see what he's going to answer today.
What specific thing you like the most in this knowledge?
The best thing that I've liked in this knowledge is freedom. That I feel that I'm a soul, and I've learned that we're not here to tie ourselves in various bondages, but we're here to free ourselves. So this is the best and the most attractive thing, and that makes me smile from within.
Sister, there is a notion that Brahmakumaris break families. What do you think about this?
No, I think that notion is completely wrong because Brahmakumaris is a path that leads to family life. We talk here about, people who are coming from different backgrounds and they're facing challenges in their life. But, breaking marriages could happen in anyone's life, but it could happen anywhere in the world. But I guess when the path is a little difficult, very few people want to follow it. And Brahmakumaris is a very straightforward, is a very simple but yet very proper way of doing things. And so, but I don't think in Brahmakumaris we have ever learnt that we must leave something, or we must. In fact, we always learn about the pure family path, which is called Grahastha Ashram. And we have never learned to. Their teachings here are not like the sannyasis, because the sannyasis who wear the orange robes, they leave everything. They do not get married. They go into the jungles and they live there, their life, and they are away from all the problems, and they put themselves away from women, thinking that women. But in Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, and in the knowledge, it is very spasht, very clearly mentioned that women, the women gurus, the mata, is the one who salvates a family, who salvates the whole kul. So I think that we need to grow up and understand that we need to understand this very fact, and it is very clearly mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita as well. So
sister, how do you relate yourself to your family, your husband, your daughter? Like before coming to knowledge, were you more happy, or after coming to knowledge?
Before coming to knowledge, I was more emotional. I was not sure about what's going on in my life. But after coming to knowledge, I became a less shy person. Like I could relate, I could open up my views, and I can talk. And I think that you discover what you want to be. You get a sort of an aim in life where you get a pathway where you can follow and move on. So it has definitely made me much happier.
Was your husband comfortable with that idea?
Initially not, because I guess they do not know what it is like. Until people don't try something, until you have a closed mindset, you don't understand what's going on. But when you open your mind, then everything good comes to you. So it's like that. So initially not, but eventually I think as time is passing, well, they're accepting, and they're also seeing that there are benefits of accepting this.
What about the food style? Has it changed after coming to this knowledge?
Yeah, definitely. There used to be a time when I was not very particular about what I'm eating outside, and of course I had more inclination towards good vegetarian diet, because I was always a very health conscious person. So I liked, but I discovered that to look for colors, to look for detox, to keep yourself clean, it's very important to eat the right food. So definitely I've changed my...
And any reaction from your family and friends to this?
Yeah, initially they were surprised that why I'm a vegetarian, and you might be eating grass and things like that. When you're in a social gathering, people do make fun, but eventually I'm sure that they would see the benefits, that I have been much more healthier than any other woman at my age. So I'm sure that, some way or the other, there's starting to be a realization that this woman looks healthy and seems very healthy, and there must be a secret. So I'm just waiting for the time when they'll come to me and ask me what is my secret.
You had any kind of addictions in your life?
Never had any addictions. I used to like drinking tea and coffee a lot, but I realized that there was a certain kind of during examinations I used to drink a lot of coffee, but I realized that there was some drug in it that was causing the nervous system to break down, so I stopped it. But besides that, I never had any addictions and was never even attracted to it. So no question.
And about alcohol and smoking?
Well, there was a time when I was young, and we used to go out with friends, and we used to have a very light soft drinks. There's been a time in my life, but that's very, very rare and occasional. And for me now, I just feel that, there's no point, because it's not important, and it's not, I mean, I don't find any pleasure in doing that. So I don't find why, I don't even understand why people find a pleasure and what is so good about the taste. I find juices and other things very, because once you're detox and once you're a health conscious person, you really like having fresh things and you enjoy that. And once you've tasted that, I think those kind of taste wears out.
Please tell us something about how the life changes after becoming a Brahmakumari and being a housewife also as well.
Well, yes, life changes because you are wanting to, you're always balancing life. You're always wanting to balance things because you do want to lead a very, a quite spiritual, but yet a balanced and a very clear, pure, beautiful life. And you want your surroundings to accept you. And the other way around, you want to accept them. And so there's an effort, there's an effort to come to a situation where you can, make everything look very balanced and everything seem very, very beautiful for the other person and for yourself.
Sister, what is the purpose of your life now?
Well, the purpose of my life right now is, to have a very happy life. And of course, to get more deeper and deeper into knowledge and to know God, because that brings so much of peace and so much of bliss in our lives.
Is it possible to have that in the family life?
Yeah, it is possible. We definitely have to work on anything that we have to do. It is possible, but eventually you have to really work for it. But there might be a day that everything will fall in its place and you have to have a good faith in God.
So where do you see 10 years from now?
10 years from now, my wish, I can't predict things, but what I wish is when my children are big, I would want to do a lot of seva here and I would want to be a part of this organization. So 10 years from now, this is my wish. That's where I see myself.
Did you ever thought in your life that you'll meet God?
In Bhakti Marg, I did have a thought that, God, I know you love me, but you don't want to meet me. I had this kind of a thought. But in reality, no. In reality, no. And I'm glad that it came true. I'm so happy about it. So, so happy.
How was your first experience when you thought you met God?
My first experience was very magical because as I landed at the Shanti one, the buses took us right in the heart of where the Diamond Hall is, and I was walking to my room and I was put up at the new Diamond House. And that morning, and I'm telling myself, I don't even get enough time. People, when they come here to meet Baba, they come here at least 5 or 6 days or a week in advance and prepare themselves and prepare their stage. And for me, I was just coming from my cousin's wedding and I landed there and here I am and I'm telling God that look at me, like I'm like a small kid who is, lost in Disneyland and I'm finding my way. It's a beautiful experience. 10 years waited for this chance. And here I am, and tomorrow I'm going to meet you. And then, and that day I took a very early seat at the hall. I went and prepared myself totally, got some input from people in my room, and just was there attending the classes and taking more, preparing myself better, trying to focus more better that, while God sits right in front of me, my focus is only on Him and nothing else. And as Baba came that time, from the moment He was going to arrive, from the time that He left, I was full of tears because I was full of feelings for Him. every time I see him personally, I'm telling him, don't leave, don't go. It's like, when can I actually come up on stage? When can I actually come up there and give you a big, big hug? This is my feeling for him.
Sister, if you would have got this knowledge before getting married, what would have been your reaction?
If I got this knowledge before I got married, well, I did get this knowledge before I got married, but I think some way or the other, if I had enough long stretch of time, I would have want to come here and do seva, and maybe I would have been a working woman, because well, I feel that it would have opened many more doors for me. It would have made me since I'm a very ambitious person, it would have put me on a different level. But I guess we'll not talk about it right now, because now I'm already where I am. So
Are you happy with your life now?
well, I do face a lot of challenges, but I have full faith in the one, and I feel that things will open, pathways will open wherever I am, and I take my family as my service place where I have to serve. So I believe that maybe God wants to use me as an instrument to serve them, and I will do exactly that.
Sister, what kind of service you would like to offer? As you said, you want to do service in relation to Brahmakumaris.
For me, I do not mind doing any kind of service when it comes to God, because I always feel that when a parent tells you to do any kind of a job, you don't choose your job, you just do it. You don't say, I don't want this, but I will do this. So, because that's not real service. You don't choose things, you just do what you're given. So for me, I would do any kind of job. And Baba knows what would be the best for us. So I think he will put us in the right place. So I trust that.
Sister, is it easy for you to come to India every year, because you have to manage so many things over there?
Yeah, but I think in everyone's life, they all go through things that they're managing things, and whether they're single or they're married. So, well, it does make a difference when you're married and you have people around you. But effort goes in everywhere. Any kind of a job, I think, needs effort. Whether you're working in a bank, or you're working in a university, or you're working anywhere, you got to make some effort to clear things around you and finish off your job and then come. But I think for me, I try that there is, I finish the major jobs that other people cannot handle, and then I leave. And then especially when I leave, I just feel that God has a special way of helping me. And I do get hands back home. I have a family that can look after my children, and I since I'm living in Indonesia, we are there provided with a lot of labor, with a cheap labor. And it so happens that whenever I have to come here, I have enough labor. So I think I become like a Ganesh, and I get obstacle free when I want to come here. So things automatically shape up.
And when you go back, are the things the same?
Well, the things always remain the same when you go back, but I think you've got to always work on it, and you've got to make it better. And when you go back, you always feel that you want to bring this peace there. You want to give them the feeling of Madhuban, because they wouldn't know what it is like here unless you express with the way of your being. So this is our effort when we are here, to make ourselves feel nicer and nicer, and take all that you get here and then bring it to the people we are serving.
If you wouldn't have got the knowledge, where do you think you would have been?
I would have been a very truly, I would have been a very emotional, sometimes depressed, psychologically disturbed housewife.
Reason for that?
Yes, because the reason for that is that, when we're in family life, we face a lot of challenges and we always look for a mentor. And we don't want to look for any humanly being because they are not able to help themselves. They don't know, means they cannot do their own mukti, they cannot free themselves from their sorrow. Every person these days is going through a particular type of a sorrow. So we need a special and a higher power for it to help us out of this situation, to guide us the right way, and to guide us with patience, actually. So I think this has helped me a lot in my life.
Thank you so much, Sister Kashish, for sharing your experiences with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So, viewers, it was nice being with Sister Kashish. We got to know how she manages her house as well as the spiritual side of her life. Thank you so much for watching us.